So once again, I'm glad you could join me for a few minutes as I'm forced to watch TikTok videos, which is something that I prefer just a little bit more than sticking a pen into the center of my forehead so I can take out the part of my brain that actually registers a memory. Today's TikTok videos are Gen Zers discussing their frustrations about life, just ordinary things that are really bothering them. So we'll take a look at this and see if we can solve their problem. I won't make fun of them unless I make fun of them. If I make fun of them, then I will make fun of them. But if I won't make fun of them, then I'll try and solve their problems, or I might do both. I can't tell until I see the videos because I haven't seen them yet. All right, so let's look at Gen Zers. How old are Gen Zers? All right, teenage years to late 20s is a Gen Zer. So they're people with absolutely no problems talking about their problems, right? Because you don't have any problems if you're in your teens or late 20s. So let's watch.
Gen Z needs to be way more forthcoming about how lonely we are, because I am extremely freaking lonely. I am spending Saturday night alone again. And I don't get it. I'm young, I'm pleasant, I'm friendly, I have big hair, I'm a wing woman. Okay? Everyone just doesn't want to make eye contact with each other. I don't get it. I don't get it. So anyways, if you want to be friends, let's ruin the integrity of an event together. Okay?
I hear this a lot from young women, and that is obviously a very lovely young woman, a very attractive young woman. If I sometimes worry about guys of the Gen Z generation, because I think in guys, make a move. But when I see a woman that beautiful and cute talking about how lonely she is, I actually think something is terribly wrong.
So anyways, if you want to be friends, let's ruin the integrity of an event together.
And one of the things that I think is terribly wrong is that people don't understand what men and women are for. They are for making babies and families together. That is the most important, most fulfilling thing you will ever do. That is their purpose. In order to do that, the best thing that can happen is girls can be transformed. I don't want to tell you how this is done because it's a magic trick and you find out on your own. Girls can actually be transformed into moms. And moms are the center of the universe. Moms are the most important people in the room because without moms, first of all, the race dies. And without moms, there's no future. The people who are living into an empty future. So I think that what you have to be thinking about is marriage, especially as a young person, because people get married late and then they have a hard time having children. You're here to have children. That is what you're here for. Everything else is gravy. Such a beautiful girl, such a sweetheart. If you don't look at that girl and think, I could maybe spend some time my entire life with that girl, you're in the wrong business. Something is wrong with Gen Z that they haven't figured out how to do this.
I sent that bitch a smiley face.
Maybe they need some guidance from the older people and some containment, within a structure that will help them do that. All right, let's see another.
Gen Z says boomers will never understand today's struggle because they could afford to buy a Cadillac off of a $30,000 salary and be able to qualify for a home. Why can't you just admit that it was easier 30, 40 years ago? I am 36 years old. Just 15 years ago when I was 21, living in Los Angeles, one of the most expensive cities in the country, I was crushing it, making $2,200 a month, serving at the Outback Steakhouse just 4 days a week. Me and my buddy split a beautiful 2-bedroom apartment. Our groceries were $50 a week a piece. We used to go to breakfast 3 days a week. We used to go to the bars 3 days a week. We furnished our entire apartment. We used to go buy DVD sets. We had disposable income. We were saving money off of $2,200. We were never worried about bills at all. And then $100,000 back in the day, just 12 years ago, you were crushing it. When I first made my first $100,000, I went and got a BMW. You know what the monthly payment was? $333. One of the nicest apartments in LA, a 2-bed, 2-bath plus loft, was $2,300. Today, $2,300 is a studio apartment. You need at least $200,000 to feel the same purchasing power as you did just 12 years ago with $100,000. I don't know why the boomers can't admit that.
I'm a boomer. I admit it. I think he's absolutely right. You know what? Stop voting for Democrats. That'll be a big one. That'll really help. It really will. I mean, the more you spend, look, you're talking about inflation. Inflation comes from government spending. It doesn't come from anywhere else. It doesn't come from people price gouging. It doesn't come from sinister cabals of businessmen getting together to price you out of the market. It comes from government spending. That's where it comes from. So you got to give up your student loans. You got to give up your welfare. You got to give up all the things that the government is saying, oh, it's free. It's free healthcare. It's free. It's free. It's not free. That's the tax you pay. You just got to understand that. If you don't understand it, then you get to the high prices, and then you blame boomers.
Sometimes I wish the elderly would just die.
And by the way, boomers are to blame, but it doesn't matter because we're leaving now. So you're left with the world. Bye. If you're blaming us, too bad because we're gone. See you later. It really has been fun spending all your money. We've lived great, and now you're screwed. Congratulations.
Men are not like how they were when our parents were growing up. I grew up like the man is supposed to take care of the woman. The man is supposed to go up to the girls. Like the man is supposed to have drive and initiate everything. Like I feel like now it's so hard to find guys that like even just in general have drive in life. Like I feel like it's so different. When did this change? When did this change? Anyways, I just feel like there's no manly men.
Yeah, great. I'm glad you noticed. Because I kind of feel like that too when I look at your generation. And I wonder, if it maybe had something to do with feminists calling them toxic and telling them that women didn't need them. Just a thought, maybe that had something to do with thinking maybe 60 years of these, kind of crones, these feminist crones telling men we don't need you anymore. We can make it on our own. We want, your positions. We want your jobs. We want to do what you do. And then men started to say, okay, well, how about I dress up in a skirt and do what you do and call myself a woman?
Don't tell me not to live, just sit and putter.
You eliminated yourselves. You eliminated yourselves. Men didn't do that. Men were in line to support you, in line to take care of you, in line to show you how strong and competent they were. You told them you hated them. They went away. What do you expect? I have a suggestion. Dump the feminism. Dump the ideas. Don't echo the feminism. Announce by the way you dress, by the way you behave, by not cursing, by not piercing, by not tattooing, by wearing skirts and looking lovely and keeping yourself clean and neat and taking care of your body and not just giving it to any guy who comes along. Announce that feminism is over and it will end. It is in your power. This is in your power, and men will come running back.
Whenever I see a young Gen Z man explain why they're voting for Trump, they're always like, well, my life was just better 4 years ago. And no disrespect, but baby, you were in high school. Most of the time when they're like, they say they're 20. I'm like, then you 4 years ago you were in high school. I don't. Yeah. Of course, your life was better when you were in high school. You didn't have a job. You didn't have bills. You didn't have to pay rent. Just, statistically, you probably had a more easy life. And you're just realizing that right now. Your life was better in high school. I loved high school. My mom died in the middle of it. And I still loved high school. I get it. It was easier. It was better. Early 20s are the worst. They're the worst. And I promise you, it will get better for you. I'm telling you. Women really, 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 really like a guy who's not afraid of women. So, try it.
Boy, like only every word of that was wrong. Trump was a better president. High school sucks. Your 20s are actually a lot more exciting than high school. And I'm sorry he didn't like his mother because she died and he still loved high school. But that's all right. Gen Zers who voted for Trump, bingo. Your life will get better under Trump.
I don't want to work anymore.
And now for those that are still here, I will explain what we mean by that. I do want to work. If I didn't work, I think I would honestly probably get so bored that I would just want to off myself. Like most of us want to work. It helps gives you purpose. It helps give you something to do. Hopefully you do something you're passionate about. Luckily for me, I do something I'm passionate about. So I genuinely like my job. But the problem is the purpose of a job is supposed to pay for you to be able to afford to live. And that's just not the case anymore. So we are working full time, giving up a huge portion of our lives to work, and we can't even afford to live.
I don't want to say that feminism is to blame for everything, but feminism is to blame for everything. When you double the potential workforce, you have your salary. When there are that many more people who will do the work, they can pay you less. Salaries are frozen because women are in the workforce. So every time they say to you, companies need to provide childcare, the government needs to provide childcare. No, mothers need to provide childcare, which will, believe me, is work. And it's work that you will find fulfilling. And it's work that will fill up your life. And there should be time after your kids get past like 3 or 4, there should be time to also do the kind of work that you can do in home that is also mentally fulfilling, because sometimes raising children can get you down in that way. Feminism is to blame for everything. Only half the population should work. Only the male half of the population should go to work. The other half should be raising children, making homes. It's the most important job anybody has. We live in a a country that because of feminism derides it, demeans it, looks down upon it. That is a sin, and it's also a lie, and you have been lied into doing stuff that is not as interesting as what you could be doing, and not as purposeful as what you could be doing, and not as valuable as what you could be doing, and has cut your salary to almost nothing and made it useless. Congratulations. Now you know the truth.
There will never be a Gen Z president. Sir, is this a video of you doing a TikTok dance in your bathroom alone? Yes. Yes, it is. Is this you lip-syncing to Kesha without a shirt on? Yes. You'd be in the debate, and the guy would be like, I found a video of him saying the P word at 13 in his friend's basement. Who gave you that video? When did that happen? But I have good policy. Please, policy first. We don't care what your healthcare policy is. We saw videos of you grinding on the air in front of you. It's done. It's over.
There will be a Gen Z president. You just don't know who he is yet because he's not on TikTok. We'll end there. I've solved all your problems. You know, you come to an older guy, Gen Zers, he solves all your problems for you. Get rid of feminism, then get rid of feminism, and then try to get rid of feminism, and all of your problems will go away. And stay off TikTok, and then I won't have to hear about your problems, and so they'll go away in my life too, which will be even better. If you're a Gen Zer whose life has been ruined by feminism, like and subscribe. And also subscribe to The Andrew Klavan Show wherever you get your podcasts, and also stop being a feminist.